Hello everyone, how are you doing today? We are going to be doing one another well not another a enchanted build for today. I've been seeing a lot of people doing enchanted builds in preparation for the new expansion pack that is about to come out, and kind of made me want think of that. I've never really done anything um mystical or whimsical, and I wanted to do that because I got really inspired by watching a few creators doing so, and I thought I might give it a take, but I did use the business and hobbies pack because the second floor is the residential and the first floor is the shop. But what I did for the whimsical aspect, not really that whimsical, it could be, but I did a toy. The lot, this lot actually, it's called Toymaker's Cottage. So I just have, kind of like, I don't know why I had Geppetto in mind for some reason, but I think that this would be a fun, like, little aspect. I saw this build is actually inspired by a Pinterest build, and as soon as I saw it, I felt I want. I kind of knew. Well, I knew this would be transfer well into The Sims 4. 'Cause sometimes when I try to copy things from Pinterest, or you want to make it look good in The Sims, it just doesn't. And because this is whimsical and funny, not funny, odd shaped, I think it would work well. So yeah, I'm really glad how this turned out. It came out along really easily. So that honestly took me about an hour and a half to do this. So it was really quick. Um, what else was I gonna say? I also did one thing I didn't show, but you'll see in the end is I did some what is it? Some finishing details at the end. I noticed I've been doing that a lot lately, where I do ending or do more details at the end. I did some roof and wall decor and stuff like that, and also flowers and ivy on the walls. So not much changed, but a few details here and there. I also did change some of the interior work just because I realized it wasn't necessarily business and hobbies. I haven't used the pack, so I'm not familiar with it. But, and this is the crazy part, I don't know how this left my mind, but I did not put in a kiosk or even those shelves to sell. I didn't realize you needed, or maybe I did it wrong, but from my understanding, I need to have those shelves that come with the business and hobbies pack in order for it to count and what I can sell on there. Because I just had shelves, which you'll see later. I just put normal shelves, and because of that, I wasn't able to sell things. I had a whole bunch of people in my 'cause I added the kiosk, like, when I was like, "Oh, I forgot that." Luckily, I checked before I uploaded a gallery. But I had the kiosk, and then also they were just chatting with the Sims. I had to introduce to the Sims or greet them. I'm not sure what it is. What exactly the little icon that shows up, but you have to greet them or welcome them to the business, I believe. But I did that, and then we were just talking, and I was waiting for them to sell or buy anything, but they didn't. So I ended up having to go back and overwrite that in the gallery. I think I changed it about uh, 4 or 5 times to overwrite the lot. But yeah, also another thing was floor plan. I did try to um, make it open floor plan, but thought if the guests or the customers rather are going to be in the first floor, it'd be kind of weird just to walk into someone's room or home. So I closed it off, made a hallway or entryway or landing rather up above, and then yeah, one thing I honestly have trouble with sometimes when I make the floor plan and have to do windows afterwards. Sometimes the windows can look a little funky, but because this build is a little um, funny shaped or more interesting, the windows can be off center and a little uh, spaced out more just to have it. And it doesn't really, it's part of the look. So that's one thing I did. I also tried, because the reference image is only showing the front side, I could obviously have more free will with doing the windows, but I didn't. Oh, like basically, I was saying didn't, but pretty close of a copy of the Pinterest image. But I thought that I can do, a few changes here and there. I was kind of wondering if I should upload this to the gallery just um empty, like unfurnished, or because if you guys don't have business hobbies, but let me know what I should do because I'm not really sure how I should go about that. If I should just redo the floor plan and upload to gallery, or do you guys don't have business hobbies? Should I just uploaded this unfurnished. So let me know in case you guys want to download this and don't or aren't able to, because it is a small business venue lot type. And yeah, another thing I had to get rid of was, I don't think I put it down yet, but I will put down eventually, is a toy box. Because the one that when you click on the toy box, you have the option to clean up the toys, and I didn't want my Sims to start cleaning and putting away all the things I have for sale. So I did get rid of that. And I did try to get some toys that look like they're made out of wood or yarn, just so it looks like the Toymaker can actually make it. Because I know some of the toys, and I was looking through them, they're like squeaky toys, or they were plastic, and there isn't really, reasonable for a toy maker to just have or be making. So I ended up getting rid of that. Or not even, I didn't even choose them, I just kept that in mind to make it look like, a toy maker would actually be able to use it. Like, for example, I did the artist studio painting thing. Well, actually, they just sculpt on there. That and the wood thing. But because it has paint, I feel like it looks like the sim will be painting on it, even though there's basically two wall sculpture activities. But I just for the aesthetic, just for the vibe, because I can't really play in Sims. Another thing with this carpet, what is it? Octagonal carpet. I wanted to size it up, but I still don't have the tool model downloaded, which I need to get on that. But I wish it was a little bit bigger. But what I did later on was added another carpet, just a circular one, and just made it kind of mix match and a little messy on the, not messy, but just did two carpets and kind of overlapped it a bit. And I liked how that looked at the end. And then I also kept it far enough, because I know the carpet can light on fire in the Sims, which I haven't had it happen to me yet. But yeah, and then here I have some more of the wood sculptures on the fireplace. And I was thinking if I should have had sell that instead of the toys, but because of the whimsical aspect, I just think I'll stick with the toys. And maybe if you guys download it and want to change that up, you can, and just have it. Or once you sell all the toys that have out on display, so you can end up making some wood sculptures for the Sims to sell if you guys do decide to download this lot. And yeah, like I said, it came along really easily. It's really fun to do this one, just because you can let for all the builds, you can let your imagination run wild, but for this one particularly, it was just fun to try something new. And I am going to go back into the build Oasis Springs, but I haven't had much time. I am going back to school, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do that. I'm trying to graduate and get my degree already, but I'm trying to figure out my schedule. But I'm gonna have to take some summer classes, so hopefully I can graduate a little bit early, just because I would kind of want to, because I've been changing my major a few times, and I kind of want to just, I don't want to get it over with, because it is a big accomplishment. I don't want to diminish it, but at the same time, I'm ready to graduate. So hopefully I can get that sorted. I don't know why I'm getting anxious to go see a counselor. It is really quick, and I did it before, and I know it's nothing to be, worry about, but I get anxious about that for some reason. But yeah, I need to do that, which I've been procrastinating on that. And yeah, well, another thing I want to say is this floor plan. I wish I would have changed it. But I was originally going to have this layout, but then I realized that I didn't have a kitchen, or there wasn't enough space for a kitchen. So I ended up having to swap the side. So the living room is going to be on the other wall, which you'll see in a bit. But I feel that I could have spaced this out better. But I decided not to change it just because it just feels more, not necessarily crowded. I guess in a way, it's a little more, it doesn't flow well, the layout of this open kitchen and living room. But I thought for the aesthetic and the vibe, it fit. I don't know, so I just left it as is. And I actually didn't mind. The sim can walk all over, even though they actually can't. And the coffee table in the trash, even though there's no space for a sim to walk, or at least I thought it was, they don't cross through it. But they can walk through the other direction, but your sim can't walk. But it is playable. They can use the bathroom, but it's just they can only cross the coffee table from the left side, not the right. from the angle we're facing right now. But yeah, I thought it makes it a little more, not necessarily realistic, but I guess a little realistic. That's another thing I try to do is have a lot of realism in my build. One person, if you guys want to check out a sim who I think does really good at realistic builds. There's actually a few, but one that comes to mind is AC Sims. It's a letter A C space Sims, and they do a lot of realistic builds. Like they did this community pool. That was a recent one. I just love watching their builds. I want to get good like that one day, just to have it where I don't know, they're very creative in the way they use debug items. I don't really think of debug as much. Maybe because also a bit debug can be hard to like look through. So I do need to do. I wonder if you can favorite debug items because that would be helpful. I also created some rooms. Like before I build on my channel, I did because I also did this with my previous video, where I built in Oasis Spring Saucy and Co. The restaurant I did. And I created a room before I built on the lot, and I put all the items that I thought I would, or had in mind or thought I could use for the build. And then I just placed that lot, or I saved the room actually. And I used that room to have all the debug items or just items as well that I plan to use. Like I have a few rooms in my gallery, my library, that are of things I save for that could be other things. Like for example, a museum or stuff like that. And I know I'm just starting Oasis Springs, but I'm already excited to build the world of Samashino. I already have something in mind. After building the museum in Oasis Springs, I feel like a cultural museum would be really good in that big lot in Samashino. I really want to get to that. And yeah, so I'm excited for that, even though I have a few more lots to go in Oasis Springs. I just don't know if I should. I want to finish it, but at the same time, I don't have time to record myself and do that let's build kind of format. So I may have to be doing video formats just because while I work my schedule out for the next few weeks. I am a little bit. I have a lot on my plate for a while, and I still want to do these videos. But like last week, I did only one video. I'm supposed to do Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, but I only did Friday. Well, actually, I uploaded on a Saturday, so I didn't make it on time. But yeah, I'm still trying to work on that, my schedule, and trying to balance things right now. So that's another thing I need to work on. Maybe I should just wake up earlier. That could be well. Yeah, waking up earlier wouldn't mind. I could do my. Sorry, I'm not talking about how I'm gonna figure out my schedule. Back to the build. What should I say? Oh, this hallway. Originally, I wanted to keep it clear. I didn't want to make it too decorated, which I didn't do. But here I tried to put the woodwork table in there just because I felt like that would be a nice spot. But I didn't player test it, so maybe the sim could have used it there. But I feel that the woodworking could be better outside, especially because I have this little shed or cover with the pile of wood out. It'll be more easily accessible. Now that I say that, I realize I put the pile of wood and the wood table on opposite sides of the home. So it's not that accessible. But yeah, and then also with the fencing, I was originally going to make it a bit smaller. I was going to use a full lot. But then I realized, it doesn't have to. Why would I limit the space I have? Because I also wanted to get in some animals for this lot. And yeah, also these stumps. I wanted to add these stumps into the front, like have it a little pathway leading up to the building. Those like panda stump painted things. And when I did it, I felt like it felt too childlike. I know it's the Toymaker's store, but I felt it was just too much. I don't know, it just didn't fit this. Like, I wish it was just those stumps without the paint. I would have kept it. And I wish we had something like that, but maybe we do in debug. Like I said, I don't have the better build by mod on right now to help categorize or sort out my debug, so I didn't really look through too much. But I really wish I would have done that. I also struggled with the um tool train here. Originally, this stone that I put down, I was gonna keep it, but I saw this other stone that is a tile, and I liked it. I think the color matched better, but I wasn't able to get that organic kind of flowy style that I wanted with the tile, just because tiles were, obviously blocky and sharp edge, and I want something more smoother. So I had to get rid of that. But at the end, I liked how it looked. I did do a little patio and stuff for the woodworking area. And another detail I added later on was a column, because the top of the second floor is a bit more extended than the first floor. So I did have to, even though it is a whimsical home, I did want to add, some support, make it look like it's not just hanging off the edge. So I ended up doing that. Also added that tree. I'm not sure if that's a willow tree, that wispy tree on the right side of the screen. I really liked that one. I would be really nice to add like a swing on that tree, but the swings are only like swing sets, and I was gonna add a swing set, but because this is just a single sim living here, there is no children. Like, would that be weird? But then again, it's a Toymaker store. I feel like they would have children coming here to shop for stuff. But I ended up doing some terrain paint and lifting where the tree is, so then it wouldn't really make sense in the end to add a swing set. So I just kept it with a garden and a cow animal shed. I bought a cow for the sim, and I'm not sure if you guys download this lot. And I did add a sim, or not a sim, sorry, a cow into. I bought a cow for the shed that I put in, or the little barn that I put in. And I wonder if you guys download the lot. Will the cow also be there? I'm not sure how that works. But if it is, you guys download this, you will have a brown cow in the slot. Hopefully it's doing well, because I had to check on it. I totally forgot to check on that cow. I feel like sometimes playing Sims, I wonder if it is probably more fun. Well, probably is more fun to play mods. But every time I play Sims, I don't really play much, but I do play a little bit just to make sure that what I build is, player accessible, and the Sims can walk through stuff and get stuff. But I always feel that I'm kind of like those games as a kid where you had to feed, take care of the pets. It just feels like that. And I don't know how to make it more interesting in gameplay wise without mods. I know there's like certain challenges people play, like Rags to Riches and such. I feel like Rags to Riches is such a common gameplay to do. A lot of people, it's like, I feel like with every expansion pack, then the challenge just comes back. Again, with the business and hobbies, another Rags to Riches challenge came back. I still have yet to play Rags to Riches challenges. Honestly, don't know what I can do to get money, because I know you can get money by honestly looking through the trash. You can't dumpster for money, but you can fish, find, like, look through the rocks and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I should try that if I, do some let's plays, but right now I don't know if I can work out my schedule. Still trying to figure that out. Also, my sleep schedule is not that great. I mean, it's good. I sleep my hours, but I am sleeping late. But it is so hot where I live. It is crazy weather. And the high 90s, or mid 90s, sorry. And around 32 Celsius, I think, around that. Yeah, 32, 33 Celsius is what it's been lately. And it's just a lot to be. It's just a lot. And especially in my room. I have to be in front of my computer on a hot day. It's just not uncomfortable, but it's not really ideal. And yeah, like, even though I love summer, I really do, but it's just the heat is crazy lately. But yeah. Oh, I think I told you guys last time about last week I said I was going on my family had I was gonna have a party, and they're gonna have a mechanical bull. I went on. I did okay. It wasn't that bad, but I didn't want to do this because you can do the spins and then the back and forth rocking kind of motion, and the spins got me dizzy. I get car sick pretty easily. I used to do um my mom got me some like what is it, motion sickness, because I get motion sickness easily unless I'm driving. When I'm driving, obviously I'm fine because but every time I'm in the back seat of a car, I always get nauseous. And yeah, so I did those. I haven't took those in a while, but it was just one spin I did, and I got dizzy. I had to close. I know closing your eyes doesn't help. You have to like spot yourself like a ballerina dancers do. But I just got really dizzy closing my eyes just out of instinct. But yeah, it was very fun. I got bruised from all just like trying to tighten, but either way, it was pretty fun. I'm kind of curious if you guys have done it, or you guys, how would you ever do it? Because it's not that bad. It is a bit, can be a bit nerve wracking for some people, because when you get on, just like, no, this is normal nerves when trying something new. But it was very fun. I would definitely recommend it if you guys would like to try, but I don't know where you would try. I feel like maybe a fair or something. Don't know where they have it, but yeah, sorry, I kind of rambled on and the video's already almost over, but I'll leave you guys here to go into the video tour, and I'll be back tomorrow with another speed build, and then Friday I will hopefully be able to get a let's build, but we'll see, and I'll see you then. All right, take care. Bye.